What if I told you, there's an SUV so comfortable that some billionaires actually prefer sitting in the back seat instead of driving it? Sounds strange, right? Because when you spend nearly $200,000 on a car, most people want to be the one behind the wheel. But this machine does something different. It keeps the driver happy, and the passengers even happier. And here's the funny part, from the outside, it doesn't even try that hard to look flashy. No giant wings, no crazy supercar design. Yet somehow, when it quietly pulls up somewhere, people instantly know something very expensive just arrived. So the real question is, how did Range Rover take an already legendary luxury SUV and push it even further? Welcome to the Range Rover SV. At first glance, the Range Rover SV might look similar to a normal Range Rover. But that's exactly the trick, because the differences here are subtle, but extremely expensive. Look closely at the front. Slim LED headlights, a perfectly balanced grille, and a clean design that feels incredibly modern. There are no aggressive vents or wild shapes. Instead, the design focuses on something far more difficult to achieve: quiet confidence. From the side, the proportions are almost perfect. The long body, floating roof design, and massive wheels create a presence that feels both elegant and powerful. It's the kind of SUV that doesn't scream for attention, but somehow ends up being the most important car in the parking lot. But the real story begins when you open the door. Because the SV badge isn't just a fancy name, it stands for Special Vehicle Operations, the division responsible for building the most exclusive Range Rovers ever made. And the moment you sit inside, you understand why. The interior feels calm, minimal, and incredibly luxurious. Soft leather seats surround you. Beautiful metal finishes reflect subtle lighting across the cabin. And everything feels solid, precise, and carefully crafted. But one feature surprises almost everyone. The ceramic controls. Yes, actual ceramic. The gear selector, volume knob, and key controls are made from smooth white ceramic. Now that might sound like a small detail, but once you touch it, you instantly notice how different it feels. Cool, solid, almost like touching a piece of luxury jewelry. And suddenly, you realize something. Range Rover didn't just design this interior. They obsessed over every detail. And then there's the back seat, which might actually be the best seat in the entire SUV. Rear passengers get reclining executive seats, massive legroom, and an environment that feels more like a private lounge than a vehicle. Some versions even include fold-out tables and rear entertainment screens, which means long journeys suddenly feel far more relaxing. And this is exactly why luxury SUVs like this attract high-profile owners. For example, NBA superstar LeBron James has been spotted driving high-end Range Rover models in the past. And honestly, it makes perfect sense. When you have access to almost any car in the world, you still want something that combines comfort, power, and everyday usability. Now let's talk about performance, because underneath all that luxury, the SV is still a very capable machine. The powerful engine delivers smooth acceleration and effortless power whenever you need it. The advanced air suspension constantly adjusts to the road surface, smoothing out bumps so well that the SUV almost feels like it's floating. And then there's the famous terrain response system. With the press of a button, the vehicle can automatically adapt to mud, sand, snow, or rocky terrain. Which means this luxury SUV can handle environments where many expensive vehicles would struggle. So whether you're driving through a busy city or exploring rough mountain roads, the Range Rover SV handles both with ease. Now, let's talk about the price. Because, well, exclusivity like this obviously doesn't come cheap. The Range Rover SV usually starts at around $180,000. But once buyers begin adding custom colors, the price can climb much higher. And that's exactly the point. The SV isn't built for everyone, it's built for people who want the absolute best version of an already iconic luxury SUV. Now I'm curious about something. If someone handed you the keys to a luxury SUV like this, would you drive it yourself? Or relax in the back seat and let someone else handle the driving? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoy discovering the world's most incredible luxury machines, make sure you subscribe and stick around. I will see you in the next video.